Yes.
What's up, my lunatics? Welcome back to my channel. But if it's the first time, my name is Anastasia Luna, and welcome to you too. All right, today, I'm still on a quest of connecting all of the reactors and actually getting to know the reactors, the people behind the reaction videos, behind the music, and behind all of this phenomena of pandemic. I guess that's when everything started. So today, I'm interviewing John Reaves. Please introduce yourself.
How's it going? I'm John or John Reaves Live, and yeah, I'm a reactor, and I just am kind of doing the same, discovering music and just like figuring out what's up with like how did this all happen. So yeah, dude, and I'm very stoked to be here. Thank you.
All right, cool, cool, cool. All right, so let's start from the very, very beginning. Tell me where you were born, like the very beginnings of your life.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I was born in Mobile, Alabama, which is like really, really far south in the world.
Wow, Alabama.
Yeah. And anytime people are like, where are you from? I'm like, LA, because they think I've got like an accent or something, but it just stands for Lower Alabama. Dad joke.
Uh-huh.
Just
I,
throwing
I
out
I
the
can't
dad
hear your
jokes.
accent because I'm Russian, so every
Oh,
American accent
good.
is kind
There
of
you
like
go. If you had to guess where I was from, would you have any idea? Like, would you be able to be like, he sounds like he's from there?
not Alabama.
Nice. Oh yeah, heck yeah. Well, so yeah, born in Mobile, Alabama, and then raised in kind of like a little rural place outside of which is a weird, horrible word, I'm sorry. But outside of Nashville. And so I lived there for a long time. Then whenever I grew up, got out of high school and just went on tour. We won a battle of the bands, which like lucked out and won this battle of the bands and got a like a record deal with the company. And then also they put us on like a support group for a couple of different US touring artists.
Mhm.
So like as soon as I got out of high school, that was kind of what I fell into. And like our bit oh go on, I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, you're skipping through all my questions. So
Nice.
were you born in like a music kind of family, or were you just the one weirdo that wanted to do music?
Right. Yeah. So nobody in my family, my brother. So my brother got a guitar whenever he was really young. And I remember him getting a guitar and me being like, that's really cool. But I could like strum open notes at the time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so I never really picked that up and I started singing. Um, but nobody else in my family really was musically inclined except for my grandma, which I didn't find out until later on, but she's a really good piano player.
Mine too.
Oh, nice. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
See, like I just recently, like actually this last Christmas holiday, got to hang out with her and just talk music, which was like the coolest. We just sat at a piano and like shredded. It was awesome, man. She's really good.
Uh,
She's like in her like
Grandma can
late 80s.
shred.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's like freaking Bach over there, just like yeah.
All right. So, grandma, but not your parents.
Yeah.
Okay. And as far because I know you are on your YouTube, it says that you are a singer,
Mhm.
right? So, did you have any? I know you said your brother picked up guitar and stuff like this, but as far as like voice, have you had any training, or you just kind of started singing?
Yeah, so I had a vocal trainer. Her name was Kelly Workman, and she was freaking awesome. But I had her for just kind of like a baseline of vocal, I guess, techniques and different
Mhm.
things to kind of not damage my voice. I think I was the first person to come to her and be like, I love metal music and I want to learn how to hit these notes that like M Shadows is hitting, or like, you know what I mean? I'm like, so I think I was the first one to ever show her that, but she had
How old
such,
were you?
I think like 14, I believe, somewhere in there.
Oh,
So I
that's
was
up
young.
there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
I
I mean,
started
for
I started
metal
class.
singing, maybe.
I guess I started classical music when I was 7. So,
Oh, nice. Yeah,
yeah.
heck yeah. Doubling the age. So, but yeah, man, Kelly was such a good vocal teacher, though. Like, I could bring her. Do you know much of like Avenged Sevenfold?
Who?
Avenged Sevenfold, like the band?
Oh, I benched Sevenfold, of course. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, okay. You know that song I Won't See You Tonight? It's like a
Hmm.
piano ballad.
Yeah.
I brought her that song. I was like, hey, I really want to hit some of these notes, which are like later in the song, the power notes that he hits. I was like, I really want to be able to like see where my voice is at hitting those. And I played the song for her, and it goes through the entire intro, the piano intro. And she's like making little notes on this paper.
Uh-huh.
And she stops playing it. And she's like, all right, are you ready? And I'm like, wait, no, me? Are you? And she's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. She just starts playing the song. I'm like, perfect, too. I'm like, what? So, yeah. After that,
Yeah,
I was like, okay,
she
you've
probably
passed.
has perfect pitch. So like
Yeah.
that's how my father has perfect pitch.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was doomed from the beginning. My mother is a theater director. My dad is an opera singer. My grandma is a piano player. So
Your dad's
I
an
did
opera
not.
singer. That's so cool, dude. Heck yes.
I
The
know. Well,
origin.
he is the rocker,
Yes.
person. But yeah. So at 14. All right. So let's say you got into metal music and rock music when you were a teenager, or you kind of started dabbling in it before that when you were like a kid?
Yeah, I think I was pretty young whenever I started listening to like rock music, I guess. Like Black Hole Sun was whenever there's this little questionnaire thing they ask you in like first grade, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite music? What's your favorite this? And my music thing was Black Hole Sun at the time. I don't know why, but
Uh-huh.
like yeah, so I was listening to like grunge and rock because my older sister was. She was a teenager like in
Hmm.
the late 90s. So all the music that was coming out then she was listening to, and I was kind of being exposed to all that and like taking it in and just like, I don't know. Yeah. So really early age, I guess, for that.
Gotcha. So that brings me to another question, I guess. So since you were a rocker,
Mhm.
since you remember yourself, like growing up, like middle school, even before high school, because high school, everybody has their own stories, but like
Yeah.
middle school, elementary school, did you feel like a bit of like an outcast, or did you guys have like some sort of like a group of people that listens to that
Yeah.
music and
Yeah. Definitely Outcast for sure would be a good word. Like I came from
high five, high five,
yeah. Yeah.
outcast.
Well, it's like I moved from one place to this really small town. My mom went through a divorce and moved back in with her parents. And so like they lived in a very small town. It's called Lobaville, which like nobody will know of, but it's in
Probably not.
Tennessee. It's like, dude, the population is less than 500 people probably. So like, yeah,
It's like a
it's a
village.
really
Like,
tiny town. Yeah, dude, it is a village. So like, I don't, but it's like super country. Everybody there's like, I don't know, parents work at a sawmill or own the sawmill. You know what I mean? So nobody was listening to really much music if they weren't listening to something outside of country, or like what's on the
gotcha.
country
Yeah.
radio.
Mm-hmm.
So I like me and my brother both listened to that, I guess. Like my sister listened to kind of grunge and then we kind of progressed into like the heavier side of stuff. So we
Uh-huh.
listened. And yeah, I don't know, but it was kind of cool like just being able to like me and him kind of had that and then from that like I think we started bringing more people into like listening to the same kind of music as
Ah,
us.
dragging
So,
people to the dark side. I
yeah.
love that. I
Yeah.
love that. Well, at least people listen to you. I was so alone, like in
Oh
my
no.
music.
Yeah. Who are some people you would listen to like starting out though?
So growing up, so I started classical music and my major was voice. So I started
Mm.
singing opera when I was 7,
Oh
but
wow.
my dad put me on to Queen. I had so many posters all over my
Yes.
room of Freddie Mercury. He was my god.
Yeah.
I think I know every single story, every single movie, every single song, every single
Yes.
everything. And like I like Queen, Freddie Mercury for me was absolutely everything. And
Hmm.
then it was Pink Floyd, and I guess the first dabbling into like some sort of early metal was Deep Purple, which
Oh
technically considered
nice.
the metal, from the 70s.
Yeah.
But that was like my very first, yeah. But I listened to like classic rock until very, very late in life.
Hmm.
And then I guess maybe when I was like in my like 20s, then I started like dabbling into like heavier styles of music.
Yeah.
And now I listen to only heavy music.
Yeah.
So that was
Man.
kind of like, and my father even my mom, because she's very like proper Russian theater director, like
Oh
academic
nice.
theater director.
Yeah.
And at first I was sending her like screamy stuff. I didn't go like too deep into like things like Lorna Shore or like Flash God
Check out these
Apocalypse or
pink
like
squirrels he's doing, mom.
yeah, I started like maybe like Epica, just a
Oh, okay. Yeah,
little bit,
yeah,
tiny bit of sprinkle
yeah.
of screaming. And at
Yeah.
first she's like, I don't know what is this screaming. And now she's like, so what's new with music? What is
Yes. You got did
So
that
yeah,
point. That's perfect.
I definitely see like dragging people. I feel like sometimes it takes a minute for a person to like hear
Mm.
metal. Like it's kind of like with
Yeah.
baby metal. It's a band
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
you like, okay, so wait, huh? Okay, show me another
Yeah.
song. Like it's one of those
Hmm.
kind of things. All right, so you started at 14, and were you already kind of like in your town playing in like some sort of bands or not? And when was your actual first band?
Oh, wait. All right. Sorry. I think I kind of like
Oh
froze
yeah, it
up there
skipped a
for.
little. It skipped. Okay, yeah. So you started singing at 14, but were you
Mhm.
already like playing in some bands, or did it happen like a little bit later for you?
Yeah, so I was kind of like I just started music because I was a really big skateboarder and I was listening to like music all the time. I was like skateboarding and stuff. And my brother was playing music and I was like I wanted to write something I could skate to, essentially. It was like kind of my first goal for
I
music.
want to write something I could skate to. That's
Yeah.
so dope.
It was
Yo,
so
that's dope.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Well, I never ended up accomplishing that goal. I'm super ADHD and I just started like really getting into singing and then not as much into skateboarding. So like, yeah, I just like as a kid though, I was we had like we just blacktopped our driveway. So
Mhm.
imagine just seeing like a kid just skate ramp and I'm like blaring stuff. Like The Used was who I would listen to back then. And like really kind of like now looking at it, pretty emo punk music, but like that's all I was doing in a very backwoods place. So like you're just
Mhm.
driving past cow farms and stuff. And then there's some kid got a half pipe in his backyard and skate ramps, and I'm bleeding probably everywhere, like blaring
Oh
out The
my
Used.
God. Were
So
people like, oh my God, this is
he's
some
just,
satanic shit?
dude, yeah, yeah. They literally were like, I'm pretty sure they're sacrificing goats up there. And I'm like, just listening to music and skating, but okay. But
So how
so
was like the actual first band?
yeah, first band that we were in, horrible band name. I think it was like Narcotic was the name of the band name, with a K. Okay. And I think the K
Oh,
was
of
backwards.
course, you have to
So it
spice
had
it
to be.
up.
Yeah, yeah, we had to spice it up. And that was like I think freshman year in high school, and I just sang. And I really liked that. It was a lot of fun to learn how to like write music with other people or write lyrics to music that somebody brought me. So, and then my lyrics were god awful, by the way. They were absolutely horrible. Um, and I was like such an angry little dude. Like I still have this like aggression or whatever, you know what I mean? Like I box and do all these things now, but like reading my lyrics back then, I'm like, why was I so angry? What was like, I don't even know.
Well, you were a teenager. You're supposed to be angry. It's not supposed to be
That's true.
rainbows and waterfalls. It's supposed to be like, "Ooh,
Yeah,
I hate my
yeah, that's
parents."
true. Well, at least I got it out in that way. I mean, I don't know. But so I started vocals then. It was only screaming. I started working with Kelly Workman, started bringing some singing into my music as well and learning how to not screw my voice up too much, like
Uh-huh.
coughing up blood after band practices and stuff
Oh my
from
God, I would die.
it was like, dude, finding out how to scream at first with no previous training, you just had friends that were like, dude, you can do that pretty good.
Yeah,
Not good.
I start right away. I'm like when I started learning how to scream, I'm like I'm not fucking around. I'm not doing. I'm
Yeah.
getting a teacher from the very first
Oh,
day I decided
yes.
how
That's
to scream.
awesome.
I'm like I started. I sang classical music for 12 years. I'm not fucking
Yeah.
around with my voice.
Hmm.
So yeah, I heard so many like spitting
Yeah.
up blood, like you said. Yeah, I
Yeah.
heard
Yeah.
so many horror stories. Even Courtney from Spirit Box, even
Hmm.
she actually had a surgery at some point because she fucked it up because she didn't really
Yeah.
done it correctly. She sounded great, but then she had to
Yeah.
like relearn the whole technique from what I
Hmm.
heard.
Yeah.
So yeah, from the very beginning, I was like, fuck it, I'm getting a teacher.
Right.
So did you ever
Yeah.
get a teacher or did you actually research how to scream?
So as far as like learning how to scream, there's a person named Melissa Cross, and she did this video called The Zen of Screaming,
Everybody knows Melissa
right? Yeah.
Cross.
Well, at the time it was like new ground, you know what I mean? She was
Yeah.
like just coming out and like just came out with the Zen of Screaming DVD. And like
Hmm.
so I had already worked with Kelly to kind of work on my singing voice. And she had no idea what was going on with the screaming part of things. So she was like, I'm not even going to really touch this because it was like, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
so, and also it might have been like more accessible out there, like learning how to scream, but just growing up, it was a really small town. So like I
Yeah.
didn't really have that option. Um, and also massive shout out to my mom. She drove me like 40 minutes to a bigger town to go do vocal lessons every week. So like
Oh,
that
that's
was cool of her.
nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, she was supportive.
Very much so. Even like,
That's good.
I don't know, you got a crazy child who's just like constantly getting into random extremes, and she like catered to that pretty well. So,
Did you ever oh, shout out to mom.
yeah.
Did she did your parents ever like push you to go to college and get like a normal
Oh, yeah.
person
Yeah.
degree? They did.
Most
I went to law
definitely.
school too, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you went to law school?
Uh-huh. I
Heck
didn't
yes.
finish because I was like, fuck that. Because I went to
Dude,
law school
yes.
in Russia and then I was like, in Russia we finished high school. I finished high
Mhm.
school at 16, so I went to college at 16. So it was
Mhm.
a little bit earlier. So I did 2 years over there, and I was like, "Fuck this! I'm going to the States." So I never
Yeah.
finished it. But yeah, I went to law school. What did you
Yeah.
study?
Actually, so all right, my dad is like kind of higher up in companies. He's worked for like a lot of different retail companies. So I think I was kind of pressured into going to college because I had won that battle of the bands. And so we were touring for a while. And like a year and a half of doing that, we came back home and we were kind of more not on the national circuit anymore, just doing more stuff on the local and like the regional area. And
Mm-hmm.
so it wasn't like we were still working on recording stuff, but it wasn't as like massive and we weren't as busy as we were before. And so my parents kind of looked at that like, well, you need to get a real job now. You need to start doing something now, you know? So I went to school for business management, essentially, is what I was going for.
Mm-hmm.
And I really just used it as an excuse to promote my band to all of my classmates. I was like, oh, hey, check out my new stuff. Got a new album coming out. Go follow us on like whatever it was, MySpace or whatever, you know?
Uh-huh.
And well, no, it definitely wasn't MySpace. I guess YouTube probably. Yeah, I don't know. But either way, so I was like, yeah, go follow us there. And so didn't really work too much into it. And then like we had a recording session the same time that I had like one of my English classes. And then after that, we were supposed to be going on a tour, like a East Coast tour. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go record vocals. And then I just didn't come back. I was like, I'm done. I'm done with this school. So yeah, never went back.
Gotcha. Were your parents disappointed, or they were like, "We knew it was gonna happen"?
Probably that one. I think my dad was pretty disappointed, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing. Don't you think like I don't it's like a precautionary tale, but also at the same time, like, dude, I think things are gonna work out for people. Like you just gotta realize that there's gonna be like bumps in the road and at the end of the day it's gonna be okay, you know?
And plus, there's so much opportunity right now, like with online stuff and there's social media to like make money as a musician. It
Yeah.
sucks that you have
Hmm.
to do that. It sucks that, I saw a quick short interview from Unleash the Archers
Oh
the other
yes.
day,
Mhm.
and apparently they all have daytime jobs.
Oh dang.
Unleash the Archers, a massively famous band.
Yeah,
She
dude.
like recently sang with Arjen Lucassen from the
Yeah.
and I'm like, it's a massively famous band. Who does
Yeah.
like if you know metal, you
Hmm.
know Unleash the Archers. Like they
Yeah.
like carrying the torch of that like power metal.
Yeah.
And she was not like complaining. She just was talking about the
Hmm.
touring, and she was like, we went on tour. It was European tour. She and her husband is a drummer, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so they just got a baby like maybe like a year ago, something like this.
Uh,
So they were like
yeah.
they were going on tour to Europe. They got Airbnb and they were like we were performing at night in the evenings, and then during the day we were doing our daytime jobs, our remote
Oh my
daytime jobs.
gosh.
And I'm like,
Wow.
that's insane.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
insane. So I'm so thankful for, YouTube and streaming and like all the
Hmm.
social media to actually being able to, being on a tour bus and still
Yeah.
making money. Like, because there's really, especially in metal, there's really no money. Yeah.
There isn't really. I mean, it's wild, like, especially once you start seeing like even rock right now. Rock even has like mainstream cash flow coming in. Like, there's so many big bands out there that are just like they're not even fans of music really, but like there's
Oh, you froze again.
1 second. It looks like no, okay,
Oh,
cool.
we're good. Yeah.
Sorry, my internet keeps on kind of like freezing me up or something, but
It might also, oh, it's not me because I'm fine. Yeah, I have a snowstorm right now. I'm in New Jersey.
yeah, same,
So,
dude, same.
oh, you're in New Jersey?
No, no, no. I have a
Oh, you
snowstorm
have
though.
a
This must be a
snowstorm.
huge storm, dude. It's like ice and snow outside right now.
Where are you right now?
Nashville,
Oh, you
in
are now.
Tennessee. So,
Okay, because I was thinking maybe it's the same storm, but it's kind of far. All right, so you said that you played guitar, like started like dabbling a little into that.
Mhm.
Do you like still play? Oh, you do play guitar. I see guitars
Yeah,
behind you,
yeah.
right?
Oh
You
yeah.
do
There's
play
like
guitar.
walls. We got a few. I
Okay,
like.
and uh
Yeah. Well, no.
have
So, I was just singing in a band, and then like everybody in the band, I was like in a early high school band, and everybody in that band like started being like, we're a little less focused on playing music. Let's just get like high and drunk or something like that, and not really play music. And so I would be like, I wrote this song. I'm really excited to try this out. This dude's got to come over and play guitar, and I'm gonna sing to it. Show him what I wrote. And like he'd just be like, no, I'm like messed up. I can't come over. I can't drive or whatever, you know. So it was just like one thing after the next with different bands that I jumped in and out of where I was dependent on somebody else to create something, and that
Mhm.
sucked. And my uncle, his name is Billy Wilkes, and he's a professional drummer, but
Shout out to Billy.
Billy Wilkes. But he was on tour at the time with Alice Cooper. He was playing drums for Alice Cooper, and I was like, I called him, and I was like, man, I'm so pissed. Like he was kind of my mentor a little bit, you know,
Hmm.
especially growing up. I really looked up to him. He was like my only musical family member that I really knew of, and which I should have said his name earlier. I don't know why I brain farted on that, but I called him. I was like, hey man, what are you up to? He's like, oh, I'm in Hawaii. We're about to be playing a show. I'm like, you're living my dream, dude. I freaking love it. And he was like, well, you're young enough, you know, you can do it if you want to. And I was just venting to him, and I was like, dude, I don't see myself ever being able to get there if I have to keep relying on people that like are getting drunk or stoned or something else, and like it's not as important to them as it is to me. I get like obsessed with things, you know? And he was like, well, why don't you just learn how to play guitar? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. And he was like, then learn. He was like, you can do whatever, dude. You're young enough. Just learn how to do what
Oh,
you want
that's
to do.
so awesome.
Yeah.
That's such a like, great support. Yeah.
Right. And so I was like, all right, yeah, I guess so. So like I started learning guitar and just started writing. I was a big fan of like Trivium at the time and like Metallica. So like first few songs would have been like thrash metally and stuff like that. And yeah, but that's how I
Okay.
started playing guitar. And then I just took off from there because it was like I was able to supply the gas in the car kind of, and I was just like, ah. So it was
That's
fun.
awesome. So now you consistently play guitar. So now that's
Yeah, yeah.
singing and playing guitar is your thing.
Mhm. I'd feel
Um,
so naked now just singing with a microphone. It would feel so weird. I've done it like maybe 4 or 5 times on stage. It's
uh-huh.
so like
I bet.
foreign
Well,
to
it's
me.
another thing. Yeah, you see, I play piano, but because classical music, you have to play an instrument in
Hmm.
order to graduate. But I don't know because technically I was a dancer before. I was a singer. I started dance
Hmm.
at 6 and then
Oh
music at
wow.
7. So
Yeah.
I actually do feel restricted with an instrument.
Oh
I
wow.
like to have a mic without a cord and being able to move on
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
So to
Yeah.
me, you see, to me it's like different. I would feel so like I would want to like,
Yeah.
not like dance and
Yeah.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't do that, but I just need to like feel free. Like you
People
see,
might like it though. You never
for me
know.
it's
Just get in there
different.
and
Yeah.
choreograph some stuff.
That's actually one of my plans very soon. So
Yes.
have you ever had like those like, in between tours and whatever, like have you had like random jobs and McDonald's and like
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like
Most definitely. Most definitely. Like I came back from tour, and my girlfriend at the time was like, "Ah, you said like if whenever you come back this time, you would get a job." I don't remember ever saying that. I don't know why I would have ever said that, but I don't know. So
you
I was
probably
like,
tried to like brush her off, like, okay, I get a job, honey. Okay,
"Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah." Whenever I get back, I'll yeah, something like that maybe. So I did apply for some stuff, and honestly, too, at the time, like my band had my like band that was touring and stuff a lot had broke up. I pretty much rode that until the wheels fell off. The bandmates were really tired, and we weren't really making that much money. You know, it's like there's not a lot of money in thrash metal, you know, as well. So I ended up getting a job at like a paint store, like a local paint store, and I just worked there, which it turned out to be a blessing in disguise because like it was really not busy on a lot of the days, and they made me like a part-time manager of this
Mhm.
place. And so
So you
like,
sat in the office and wrote music.
oh yeah, I brought my guitar. My man, like my actual manager came by, like took a picture and sent it to my HR. He's like, he's just playing guitar in the office. And so I don't know, he ratted me out, but it was fun. I mean, I just got seriously like just write music. Still some songs today that I'm like, I love that song. I wrote in that paint store. So it's like, I don't know.
Did you get fired or did you quit?
It's a long dramatic story, but essentially I kind of was forced into quitting because my brother
Uh-huh.
got another job at another paint store and they were like conflict of interest and yeah. But because of that, they did fund my next tour. So thank you, Paint Store,
Thank you, Paint Store.
because
Shout out to Paint Store.
shout out Paint Store. My dad was like, no, here's what you're gonna do. He's like a CEO of it's like a big and tall store. I can't remember what the name of the store is. Like I can't remember what the name of the store was, but at the time I called my dad and I was like, hey, because I don't know much about the corporate world. And
Mhm.
it just
Oh,
seemed
I don't
really,
know anything.
yeah, it was like, but what was happening was kind of like really shady what they were doing. And I called my dad and I was like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. And he was like, you're going to go in there, you're going to write this letter, and then you're going to give it to him. And I was like, okay. So he told me what to write down. I can't remember what all it was, but he told me to write this down and then just hand it to my HR person because like it was a big thing. Like my district manager was there, my HR person was there, my manager was there. And so I just handed them the note and then just walked out. He told me to tell them good luck being an asshole. So I did. And then I just walked out. And I'm like, deuces, good luck being an asshole. And then they gave me a severance. I had 6 months of a severance pay paid up front, and then they paid me for like another 6 months. So they gave me six
Oh
months up
my
front and
God,
6 months of
teach
pay
me your
afterwards.
ways.
And my dad, dude, yeah, he just hooked me up with a tell him what to say. So yeah, and then I was like, I hollered at my brother, like me and him were doing acoustic music at the time, and I was like, want to go on tour? He was like, yeah. I was like, let's do it. So then we just went on tour.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I can't wait to fucking go on tour. Like, fuck.
It's so
Um,
fun.
have you ever tried to play any other instruments?
I am way too obsessed with music. So yes, I've got a piano over here.
Uh-huh.
I've got a saxophone, a violin, ukulele, banjo, harmonica, but I don't really like I'm not really great at harmonica.
I
And
did not
drums.
expect this answer. I
Yeah.
expected like, yeah, I tried drums. Like,
Yeah, no.
damn.
I'm like
That's a
ADHD
whole
as hell, okay? I get really hyper and really focused on stuff. So, but like those other instruments, I can write a lot of music on like piano and ukulele, but on saxophone, I can literally just play Careless Whispers. That's
Okay.
like a
What about
feeling.
what about what about violin?
Okay, so I made it to like Mary Had a Little Lamb and then a little bit of Yellow Card.
Uh-huh.
There's a song called Way Away or something like that. I think is the name of it, but it's like dun, 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 dun. So I don't know. I learned how to play the chorus of Way Away, and then I was like, all right, we're good. I need to
I
learn
love
more,
it.
but
I
yeah.
love it. So, as far as like touring and being a musician and all over the place, like how was your dating life? Like besides that girlfriend that wanted you
Yeah,
to get a
yeah,
real job, how was the
yeah.
dating life?
I feel like she probably did keep me grounded and away from a lot of trouble because like I was
Okay.
really young
Shout out
and
to girlfriend.
right, shout out to girlfriend. But she kept me out of a lot of like probably some horrible situations on the road because it would just like especially being really young and I don't know, but I feel like it was kind of like relationship type stuff was thrown at me a lot. And if I didn't have that whole like shield of like, oh, I've got a girlfriend back at home, and I would feel like an asshole if I cheated or something like that. Like
Mhm.
if I didn't have that, it would have been probably easily uh horrible. Like I would have a long story to tell you, but really it's nothing
Yeah.
crazy, you know?
Okay. Um, how did you have like a lot of friends outside of the music circle, or that's basically who your friends are? And do you feel like a black sheep, like
Yeah.
especially like growing up, like not
Hmm.
having people around you that play music?
Yeah, like for sure. It kind of and then just being like really scatterbrained all the time anyways, just I guess I don't really have enough time to really think about like who's
Okay.
around me, you know what I mean? But yeah, most definitely didn't really have a lot of friends that played music and kind of brought my friends into like, oh, you learn guitar, play guitar with me. Or they like played guitar at some point and then they weren't really that into it, but like I was like, let's start a band and then brought them into that, you know? But it never really ended up working out fully. So I feel like there was always kind of that separation. So I guess as far as like having this dream of being a musician is like very I don't know, like I don't know, it just puts you off in your little own little place, you know. So I'd say for sure that, but I don't know, even still now, like I feel like I'm a lot more connected with a lot of people because of the internet. But as far as like
Mhm.
who lives around me, I've got like one friend that really like we pursue creativity and stuff in the same ways. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, I would say kind of so. Black sheep for sure, but I embrace it. I like it.
Oh, I love that shit. I feel
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm like black sheep. Yeah,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah, exactly. And the cool
So,
thing
right.
is like
Mhm.
once you like you're stepping out right now and doing this with podcasters or doing this with reactors, but like there's so many people like us that we don't really even know
Yeah.
exist because we're in our own little plane here in like
Mhm.
IRL or whatever. But like in reality, if we live next to each other, we might be best homies and you
Oh
might,
my
you know what I mean?
God.
Like,
We would like
yeah,
have a festival over here every
yeah,
fucking day, like in
exactly.
the backyard.
There's,
Yeah, it's very true because like I made friends with Mr. Rock and Roll with
mhm. Oh, I've
Dakota
heard of him.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alan from
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Dakota.
Alan. Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, from Jen. She doesn't really do music anymore, but like that's
Mhm.
I started talking to Jen from Jen Reacts. Like we probably
Oh
all have
yes.
like a group of like maybe like 5 to 6 reactors that we talk to. That's why
Mhm.
I really want to do this project for people to like actually
Yeah.
know like
Mhm.
personal life of
Yeah.
reactors and stuff like
Dude,
that.
that's
So
awesome.
cool. So we're gonna be
Yes.
besties.
Black sheeps in a flock,
Black
my friend. We're
sheep.
just together. Yeah.
That's a cool name for like a metal band, but like something like not Black Sheep, but something like misspelled or something like that.
Yeah. Throw a K in there and put it backwards.
So like I actually heard that Nashville has a huge like underground metal scene, right?
hmm
Any
Oh yeah.
plans of like moving, let's say, to like, everybody wants to be in New York. Like I'm in New York, like I'm in New
hmm
Jersey, New York. Everybody wants to be in LA. Any plans on moving to like these kind of cities, or you are set where you are?
Honestly, and this is kind of gonna sound like ridiculous, but I'm planning on hopefully in the next 4 years moving to Japan. Like I want to move to Tokyo. So
Do not touch Midori from Love Bites. She is my
she's-
imaginary wife.
oh yes.
I'm
Okay.
watching you.
I'll just guard her and make sure she's just, hey, stay
Please.
away. She's taken.
Please.
I
Midori,
got you.
Midori and Saiki from Bandmate. They're
Oh
my.
God, yes,
Oh, and
dude.
Fuki from Unlucky Morpheus.
Oh,
Oh, and,
nice.
I can't keep going. It's like
Right? Japan just like I know New York is pretty awesome too. I love New York and it the last time I visited there, I was like, this is a really, really cool and alive feeling place. But like Tokyo has this thing, it just feels like there's so much going on there. And like I've been kind of looking for a place that inspires me or like that I want to like I feel a part of that community there kind of. And I was walking through this place called Uyungi Park and it's like just it's a big park out there, but there's like it was on a Sunday and there's like all these groups of different people. There's like it's a massive park, but there's like a group of like 50 people playing acoustic guitar and they're all just out there jamming out acoustic guitar. And then over here there's like ukulele players and then over here
oh,
there's
that's
just
dope.
yeah, and it's like it feels like such a there's somebody for anything that you're into, you know what I mean? Like
Uh-huh.
the reason I was there is there's like this group of 50s greasers is what they're called, like dancers out there and I was like I just want to see it. Like there's like these older Asian dudes dressed up like 50s like bell bottoms and dancing. I was like that sounds wild as hell. So I really want to go see that, but while I'm walking through there I'm seeing like all these groups and I'm like it just feels like home, you know? I don't know. Or like there's just this like,
That's really dope.
yeah.
That's the feeling that I had when I first moved to the States and I like
Mhm.
walk outside of New York, outside of Penn Station in New York, and it's New York
Yeah.
is a dirty city, very dirty city,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
homeless people, garbage and everything. And I felt like a breathe for the first time. Like I
See,
just
yes.
like that's for you, that's what Japan is for you.
Yeah.
So now that like you mentioned moving to Japan, like tell me about like the logistics of it because I heard that the population is like declining over there and they
That's what I've
actually
heard.
giving people like bonuses and incentive to like move there. So like are you going to
hmm
be using something like this or you already have someone there that will, because it's a big move, it's a
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
country, like
hmm
how could you, plus language,
Right.
like
Yeah.
what how, just tell me how.
Yeah. So, well, like, I think first I was looking into just doing like a nomadic visa because as long as you make a certain amount of money from working from home, you can
Mhm.
apply for the nomadic visa and it's like a 6 month thing and you can move over there for 6 months. And I'm not like crazy enough to be like, I'm going to buy a house and then I'm going to move over there. I'm going to live over there for the rest of my life and I'm going to love it. Like, it
Gotcha.
might not be great. Yeah. Living there might not be amazing. So I wanted to try that out first. But then I found out if you do that nomadic visa, you can't go back for 6 months afterwards. So it's like you're there for 6 months, but then you've got a 6 months period where you can't even enter the country. So I was like, maybe not that. That seems kind of horrible. And my wife is a nurse, so she's like a registered nurse or whatever. And so and she's obsessed. We've been to Japan together 2 times, I think we've been together.
Uh-huh.
And so she's like really into it as well. We're both learning Japanese. And so she's going to try to apply for a job as an RN and then I'm just going to like go over there with her. I think that's kind of what we're planning on. So,
All right, so that's good that your spouse supports that, like
yeah,
that's.
yeah. Yeah.
Do you think you would be able to like make some connections? Or maybe you already have some connection as far as like playing in bands over there? Because Japan
Mm,
is like, what the fuck is happening? Japan is on
dude, yeah.
fire when it
Yeah.
comes to music.
Yeah. and because that's like it's wild, you never really know who you're gonna meet whenever you go to a show. So like if you ever are planning on going to Japan, have you
Yes.
been okay? So like if you just go and you stay in Tokyo, first of all, it's a lot cheaper than you would think. Like staying over there, like I mean, I'm going in like 10 days. I'm actually flying out, but my hotel is like $300 for like the whole time I'm in Tokyo.
What's
It's
the
like
whole time?
it's called Appa and it's in Itabashi, but it's like a hidden
No,
gym,
no, no, no.
okay?
What you say is the whole time. So how many days? What's a
Oh, so I'm staying in Tokyo only for like 3 or 4 days. So it's like
mm-hmm.
it's about $86 a night, I think, for the hotel. It's really
That's
not bad, especially like in
yeah,
Tokyo. Like you
yeah.
can
New
get
York is
anything.
like your
Yeah.
mortgage.
Yeah, exactly. But so I'll be in Tokyo for like 4 days, and then we're going down to Kyoto for 5 days, and then I'm back in Tokyo for a day, and then going to back home.
Okay. Oh my God, I'm so
Uh,
jealous. Do you guys
But
have like a place in your like a suitcase? I'm small. I'll fit.
yeah, yeah, I got you, homie. I got you. I'll be like, it's carry on, but don't scan it. Don't scan it.
They'll detect me as a bomb because I'm Russian and or
She
something
is
like.
bomb. It turns out she is bomb.
Oh, that is so cool. It's very cool that your wife can actually apply for a job there because like I know like when it comes to like United States, you have to have American education, especially in
Mhm,
medical field in order to be like a nurse over here. But
mhm.
I guess in Japan it's different. If you have that education, you can apply there.
Yeah, I think there's probably something along those lines. I didn't end up getting far enough in
Mm.
the nomadic visa part to really find out if
Mm-hmm.
that was the case with like because like honestly I never ended up finishing college. I do have like the high school and all that stuff, but never finished college. My wife, however, has. So like I'm wondering if I'm guessing that that would be okay with her, but I don't know about like I don't know.
Okay, gotcha. So let's talk about reaction videos. So how did you get
Yeah.
into the whole thing about are you like a pandemic reactor or were you
Um
doing it before?
Yeah, so it was like right before I think, right before the pandemic hit, I started streaming on Twitch. Like me and my friend that lives here, his name's Chris, and we have a podcast together where we were just kind of like covering news that was happening. It was super like barbaric and kind of like prehistoric the way that we were like recording stuff. It's like a GoPro had an actual TV posted over here actually and to pull up stuff. It was
Oh,
really, really
damn. That's like very
yeah.
like okay.
Oh
I
yeah.
thought I started like, yo, I kind of boot
Dude.
like the whole thing too at the beginning.
Yeah, yeah. And dude, it was rough. But so I started doing that and started streaming on Twitch and then I was doing that for a long time and one of my favorite bands, Trivium, just came out with a new song at the time. And I had heard about reaction videos, but I never watched any of them. And people were like, "Oh, you should do them. You should do them." And whenever that new song came out from Trivium, I was like, "I'm just gonna react to it. I'm just gonna like watch it. Me and my community are gonna watch this." So like did that, and then I started doing it anytime bands came out with songs that I was really a big fan of at the time. And then I kept doing that as I was doing like gaming news and stuff. And then yeah, it just started taking off. I think I did like a reaction to an Architects song. And then like I started getting traction on that one. I was like, oh wow, like I'd never gotten over probably like 1,000 views or something like that, you know?
Mhm.
And then I don't know. And then after that, I started like one of my friends was like, you should check out this other band. They're called BTS. And I was like, I'm a metalhead. I'm sure it's great, but I'm like not interested at all. And I got drunk one night in New Orleans
That's where all the good stories start.
when I got drunk. And we're like, we got back to our place, like me and my wife and her friend were supposed to be going on a cruise together, and we were staying in a VRBO. Things happened where we weren't able to go on the cruise, but we didn't want to leave them hanging, so we like had a weekend in New Orleans with him in the VRBO that we rented out anyways. So we were like, we'll go down there and hang out. So get drunk, come back, waiting on some chicken wings. And she's like, you remember that band BTS? I've been telling you to check out for like months now. I'm like, yeah, yeah. And she's like, we're watching it right now. So she pulls it up in the living room. And it was like, it was this, a singer from the band. He's like a rapper. And I'm not
Yeah, I know.
really,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. I'm not like huge into rap, but like his was really good. And like at the time, I was like, pretty sauce. I was like, this is epic. Oh my God. And then so she started sending me stuff to react to, and she was like kept on poking me to do it. And I was like, well, I
Mhm.
really did like this dude. So then I checked it out, and then like my channel kind of just like exploded. And then I
Yeah.
was like, well, if this music that I thought was absolute garbage didn't suck and it's amazing, what else is out there that's like really cool that I wasn't listening to? So now I'm just on that journey of like finding that.
So that actually brings me to another question that I have over here.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah, heck yeah.
I'm very tech oriented, as you can see.
I like it. Yes.
So as far as like reaction videos, because before starting my channel, I did listen to metal, but it was all very like I didn't get into like a heavier stuff, and I definitely
Mhm.
didn't get into things like like something like JInjer and stuff. Now
Yeah.
JInjer, I've seen them live
Oh,
like five
yeah.
times.
Hell
So
yeah. Oh, nice.
if you can name like maybe like five bands that were definitely a big discovery for you and
Mhm.
something that you listen to even now and something that you maybe seen live and something that is your favorite.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. It's
Okay,
probably,
let's go. Let's
I'm
go.
going to try not to like, I'm
I'm
just
gonna
going
write
to
it
answer
down.
it honestly. I'm probably going to bother some people out there if they're watching this because they're like, oh, I watched him from this reaction and I'm a huge fan of this, but I'm just going to answer it honestly. So, like, people that I'm actually listening to that I discovered through reactions. First one and a life changer for me was, well, all right, the band BTS. Definitely. I love a lot of
You
their music.
actually listen to them.
Yeah. There's so many
Okay.
good songs, dude.
Okay.
There's so many
Yeah.
good songs. Uh, okay, so them for sure. They actually started most of this journey for me. One OK Rock. I freaking love Taka's voice, and they're the band that got me over to Japan the first time, and started this whole like I do travel vlogs and stuff now. They're the band that really started that for me, and Taka's voice as a vocalist. Oh my god! And he's still singing like live, by the way. Like he's not doing backing tracks really. It's just him. I think that's awesome. I really respect that a lot. So BTS One OK Rock for sure. Have you ever listened to like I listened to like trying to think. Well, I was gonna
Pick,
say like
pick it
yeah,
wisely. You have only five.
I know, right? They're all like, hey, who are you gonna say next? Obviously I love Dimash. So Dimash, have you checked out his stuff?
I'm Russian, yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, heck yes. His voice is freaking inspiring. I really do like his voice a lot too. And then there's some stuff out there, like somebody I'm listening to right now, that it's not an actual person, but they're called Arc Knights, and it's like a dude. It's music written by a video game company, but it's like full songs, like full bands, like vocals and everything. Arc Knights, freaking
Check
wild.
it out. Check it.
They've been in my rotation constantly. And then the last one, Fushikaze. I listen to that dude constantly, and I love his stuff. And he's a vibe in himself. He's such a cool dude, Fushikaze. So there you go. That's my
And as far as like Japanese Japanese bands, like
Mhm.
top three favorite Japanese bands.
Nemophila for sure. I
Hey, I saw
really
them
love those guys.
live.
Yeah, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
it was awesome. And it was really weird concert as far as like, because those kind of bands that are not like massively,
Yeah, yeah.
like super big, they usually tour with openers, like
Hmm.
people that open for them, and like there are
Yeah,
three, four bands. And it was a good venue. It was at the Gramercy Theater in New York City,
hmm,
expensive venue one, and a
yeah,
pretty big venue. And it was just them. And they
yeah,
packed the
yeah.
venue. And I was like, yo, I'm so proud of you. And I was
Hell
by
yeah.
myself. And like I saw so it was just, oh my God, I love music. Like there's so many people from like this to this, from 10
Yeah.
to 100. Like it was
Oh, it's so
fucking
awesome.
dope. The concert was great. There was like a cool, people saying there was a slight sound issue. The bass was a little
Hmm.
bit too high, but whatever. Like she sounded
Yeah,
fantastic. Everything was great. All right,
yeah.
Nemaphil is one. All
Dude, I
right. Let's
love
go. Let's
them.
go. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, all right. So also gonna hit out Bandmate. I freaking love Bandmate.
Yay! Okay, I'm letting you know. Saiki, hands up.
Oh, you have her, okay? Misa. Misa over here. Me and Misa, we'll double
Oh,
date though. We'll double date. It's cool.
all
We'll go eat
right,
food
all
together.
right, all right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Misa is definitely those battles between Misa and Kanami, like the guitar and bass
Oh,
when they go in. Yeah.
dude, I saw them live in Nashville the first time, and
I
I was like
haven't.
a fan of theirs. I checked out a few songs. I at the time probably only heard like 4 or 5 songs of theirs, so I was intrigued. But you know what I mean? I'm like a live artist, so I have to see you live before I'm really like yes.
Yeah.
And saw them. I couldn't stop looking at Misa. She just crushing bass, and she's like taller too. I don't know what it was, dude. Guys in the comments,
She
please let me know what it
she
is. I don't
she
know.
does she does have this like assassin look. So which is
Yeah,
like really, really
yeah.
cool too. All right,
Maybe she.
actually give me three more and then I'll have another question for you.
Okay, so last one of that three, I'm gonna throw out a band. They're called Polka Dot Stingray, which it's kind of like more on the like indie pop, but they're also doing more rockish type stuff. I freaking love them. And the vocalist and their
Okay.
bass player, Jesus, he's awesome, dude. But Polka Dot Stingray, really like them. So that's the
Uh-huh.
first three. And
Uh-huh.
then after that, I'm gonna go with
Last two.
last two. Do we have okay, obviously like one OK Rock. I don't know why they weren't kind of in that little top, but one OK
Okay.
Rock, and then another Japanese band that I really like that I'm not gonna kill a whole fan base by accidentally not saying their name. Ah, um, no, we're shooting from the hip. There's this band called Zutamayo, and like if yeah, I'm gonna go see them in May, but dude, Zutamayo, freaking wild. It's not necessarily, I don't know about like, I mean, I've done reactions to their music for sure,
My dogs.
but their live stuff is freaking awesome. I,
Come here. Come here. Come here. It's okay. I have two chihuahuas, freaking devil
oh,
worshippers. It's
I
okay. It's okay. They're
love
fucking
dogs.
like satanic cult leaders.
I'm
They're.
allergic to dogs, actually. If you just couldn't
Aw,
bring it. No, no, I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. I'm like,
Mila. Mila. Here. Okay, they don't want me. All right.
oh,
So out
I
of
love it.
those five bands, actually, Alan from Dakota got the question. So out of those five bands, right? You have
Mhm.
five bands. Create one ultimate band using
Oh
those
God.
members, but you can get only one person per band.
Oh God. Oh.
Let's go.
Uh, okay. All right. So I'm gonna hit. Oh God. Now this makes it really.
I
All right.
know.
Here we go. Cause like I'm gonna be like everybody of these bands, like vocalists, are some of my favorites. But okay, Misa on bass from Bandmate. I'm gonna throw her on there, and then I'm gonna put Taka in vocals for a male voice, and then I'm gonna put Mayu on vocals for a female voice. So
So you
Nemophila,
want two vocals?
yeah,
You
I'd
can do that.
sacrifice two
You
vocals for one guitarist and then a
ah,
drummer. So we're gonna have
gotcha. All
yeah,
right.
we're gonna have it set up like this. So God, but dude, oh man. Okay. So we had those guys, and then so oh God. So I think I'm getting Zutamayo on drums. We're gonna throw Zutamayo on drums, and then we're gonna throw because there's so many. Oh God. Ah, this is like a thing of torture, my friend. Oh my gosh. All right, well then on guitar, we're gonna go with Yorishika's guitarist, which is a freaking shredder. He is like a noodler. He just plays the like, dude. So good. He's such a good guitarist. That'll work.
I gotta check out that one okay rock, right?
Ah, if you
Maybe
do, please check out their live stuff. They're an amazing
live
band.
stuff.
But seriously,
Okay,
all
how
right.
are you with VK? Do you like VK?
Wait, who is it?
No, Visual Key, like the style. VK.
Oh,
It's
mm,
a Versailles, Gazette.
hmm.
So it's like usually those guys that
Oh,
um
Gazette. Oh, the band.
yeah. But
Okay,
VK
yeah,
is like the style
yeah,
where they
yeah,
like, they have like makeup and hair and and
yeah.
like all of that. Do
Honestly,
you
I
dabble
haven't
in that?
checked out a lot of it, but one of my friends from Japan is like, dude, you got to go to this Gazette concert with me. And I had no clue who the heck they were. So, like, I'll check them out and I would like to, but I haven't ever checked them out yet. So I don't know
Yeah,
yet.
they're like the almost like pioneers of that style. They I think
Yeah.
they're like on a break right now because I think the bass player killed himself or something like
Oh,
that. So I think
God.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're like recently so.
Yeah.
So do you would say that your music taste changed after the reaction videos a little bit?
Yeah.
Or like maybe
Yeah.
not changed, but like you added to it definitely.
Yeah, for sure. It's because, like, I don't know, growing up, I was really in this little, like, proud little corner of the world of like music. And I was like, this is what I've been listening to. And I don't want to change it, And like, and so yeah, before I was doing reactions, it was literally like maybe five bands that I was just listening to their entire albums, and like that was my music. And then if they came out with something new, I would check that out. But I would hardly bring new bands into the fold of that. And if I did, it was like, oh, I like this one song, but do I like the whole album? They're really not for me, but I do like that one song. And so now it's like, I don't know. Once I was like, all right, well, I actually do like this, and this doesn't actually suck. Like, what else is out there? And so yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and do you stream reactions? Do you do like
Um, so I used to not, and then I just recently started doing it on YouTube a little bit,
mm,
and I do it mainly on Twitch. I do like full concert reactions on Twitch, so where people can
mm-hmm.
watch with me. Um, And then I've started doing more like request streams, but I don't know how I feel about it yet. So I'm wanting to do it more though. Yeah.
Oh, I do it like 5 times a week.
Yeah. Wait, you're doing reaction streams 5 times a week?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We gotta talk. We gotta talk later
We
about that.
gotta
Cause
talk.
like,
We gotta, yeah,
yeah,
okay, yeah.
very
And
curious.
I'll ask you about Twitch. Yeah, that's kind of like what I do, you know. So right now you just do YouTube and music, right? So you're one of those lucky people.
Yeah.
High five.
So, boom. But honestly, before I started doing this, I owned a company. Well, I still own the company actually. It's just kind of like, and I do work whenever I kind of am free now instead of doing it like to like, I don't know. I was able to back away from it a little bit because financially I don't necessarily have to have it as a thing right now, which is awesome. Feel blessed, but it's like one of those things where I don't know how long like I'll be doing this. I don't know how long I'll be blessed enough to keep doing this, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So like I don't know, but it's still there. But I do own a window treatment company where like, so I have like a somewhat big boy job kind of, you know what I mean? I don't know,
Oh,
but
look at you all grown
I,
up.
I know.
I used to I still own a company too, but I backed away from it completely and 100% because I'm like, you know what? I'm
Yeah,
not getting any young. I'm just gonna do music. Like fuck
yeah,
it. I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna get like yeah. So Ed, this is kind of the end of my all of my questions, but
Heck yes.
let me know right now if you want what things do you want people to know about? Do you know like any kind of upcoming tours, any kind of upcoming bands, any projects, anything? This is your red carpet.
Mom. Okay,
Promote
heck
yourself.
yes. I wish I could like do a cool strut while I was saying all this stuff, but so yeah, a few things I'm working on. Like 2025 for me is gonna be like a very ambitious year. We're working on a documentary for Japanese music, so that's gonna be a huge
Oh
thing.
my God, we're gonna be best friends.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, dude, so I'm definitely wanting to talk to a lot of people as well too about it because I don't know, like I've only been in the fold kind of in the scene for maybe like a little over a year now, so I don't
Mhm.
know enough. But I'm wanting to tell the story about like Japanese wave of music that's kind of like taking over and like where it came from, where it's going and stuff. I've got a lot of interviews with the like big bands from over there. And that's what I'll be going over to Japan a lot for this year. So like Japanese documentary, first thing, doing a lot of interviews with different bands and then a ton of travel vlogs. So like that's really what I'm like 2025, tons of travel and kind of like utilizing a lot of connections that we made in 2024. So
And as far as like music wise, are you working on anything?
yeah, so two things. First, I'm gonna be playing live guitar for a band. So I'll be doing like not necessarily like an official member of their band, but I'll be playing guitar for them whenever they do live shows in 2025. So I'll be
Gotcha.
uh
Uh-huh.
going out and just playing live for them, which will be a lot of fun. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be finishing up some songs that we were working on in 2024. And then I can just do some releases. I don't know what I want to do with it yet, though. Like, I don't know.
That's your ADHD kicking in.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. But I do really want to get some stuff out there. Like as a vocalist, I want to put out some things where I'm at now, so where
Mhm.
people can hear like what how I've grown, I think, in music recently.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
this interview. It was so
yeah,
much
thank you.
fun. Oh my God.
Right.
All right, guys, please check out John's links. They're going to be in the description of this video. Please subscribe to his channel. Please check out his music and everything, everything, everything. And thank you so much, guys,
Uh,
for watching. Goodbye.
have a blessed one.